Okay, so a couple weeks ago I wanted to invest in some good books about adoption that the kids could read and kind of just explain and make some of the words our vocabulary. And I've got my helper here with me. Are you going to help me? She was playing perfect by herself. As soon as I start to film this, she's got to come over with her loud toys and she's going to help. So there's one more that we have, a mother for Choco, or I think is what it's called, but I can't find it. So I wanted to just kind of go over and do a quick little review of these books so that if anybody else out there is looking, you can kind of know what it's about before you buy it. Okay, this first one is called Yes, I'm Adopted. Oh, don't take it. Don't take it. And this one I think the kids tend to go towards the most. They like this one. It's, you know, short pages and bright colors. And it's a good story. It talks about, you know, there's parents and they were waiting, oh bless you, and praying. And then you know, it says, you see, I have a birth mother, and I do not have my daddy's nose or my mommy's curly hair. But so it's great. It's from a kid's perspective. It's like he's the one telling his story, and just says that he's adopted, and, you know, parents go in cars and planes and trains to get their babies. And then it talks, you know, how they're not different from any other family, and it's a really good book, and it's short because there's some of them that are just too worded, and at least my kids' age, it's just over their head. So this one is good. It's short, kind of rhymey, easy to get through, and they like all the pictures. And it's Yes, I'm Adopted by Charlie Ziniger and Tiffany Cunliffe. Next is the book Tell Me Again About the Night I Was Born. It's by Jamie Lee Curtis, and it is illustrated by Laura Cornell. And I didn't realize when I ordered it that I got such a small one. It was board book was one of the options, and I didn't even think about a board book being so small, but I got this. So if it's one that the kids really end up loving, then I can order a bigger copy as they get older. But this one is really good, and it really kind of relates to our story at some, with Hudson especially, because it's, you know, very nice and bright, and talks about the parents that were sleeping and they got a call to come get the little girl, and so they are traveling there in the hospital to get her the first time. Tell me again about the first time you saw me through the nursery window. And then, you know, it's cute little illustrations, so the kids like it, because that's the most important part, is the kids need to like the book in order to want to read it, to get any information from it. But so this one is a lot of fun, and then it goes on to the little baby, and hopefully the glare is not too bad and y'all can read it. But tell me again about my first bottle and my first diaper change, how I didn't like it. You know, so there's mom sleeping. It's a fun little story, and my kids have sat through this one. McLean likes to read more than Hudson, so she'll sit through and let you read a book, but this is a good one because it's not too wordy and it's bright colors, so it'll catch their attention. Okay, now this one is God Found Us You, and it is by Lisa Ton Berggren, and the art is by Laura Bryant. And this one is really nice. It's a little too wordy for my kids. As they get older, they might enjoy it more, but at 1.5 and 2.5, they will not sit there for you to read long paragraphs. But this one's good. It's you know, the mom tells the little baby fox about wanting and praying for a baby, and oh no matter how much I prayed and happened, I still had to wait, and seeing all the other mamas with their babies, and she waited and waited, and then, you know, she never gave up. That's kind of the premise, never gave up. And then I love this part because it talks about, you know, how come I couldn't stay with the mother who had me. she must have had very big reasons to give you up. So it kind of explains a little bit about, you know, why they were placed. Because I know a lot of kids, I'm sure all kids, are going to ask the question, you know, why did my birth mother not keep me? Why didn't they want me? So it's a really sweet book, and, you know, kind of goes with, you know, not looking like your parents. So for those, because my kids, they do favor Chase and I, so that's not a big concern, but I know a lot of people that adopt other races or children that don't look like them. This is a great way to kind of explain to them that it's okay, and God made everybody perfect the way they are. And I just noticed on the back of this book, it says ages 4 to 8. So yeah, I definitely think this would be a great book as the kids get older. But right now, mine are 1.5 and 2.5, and it's just a little over their heads. But it's a really good read. Okay, the next book is A Blessing from Above, an adoption story. And this is from the Little Golden Book series. So I know you've heard of some of these stories, you know, Scuffy the Tugboat, I know I had as a little kid, and a bunch of good stories, the Pokey Little Puppy. But so this is a very well-known company and series of books, and this one is about adoption. In this one, there's a mama kangaroo who has an empty pouch, and she longs for a baby to fill that pouch, and so she goes around and she sees all of the other animals with their babies, and then she comes to a tree with a nest of bluebirds. And this would be my only concern about reading this book, is the message that children would get from it. And of course, this is situation based. But the story is there's a bunch of little birds, and one of them accidentally knocks baby bird out of the tree, and he falls into the kangaroo's pouch, and the mom looks down, sees the littlest one. She knew her nest was not big enough for all her chicks, and so she lets the kangaroo take care of baby bird. So depending on, you know, your child's situation, I don't know if a book where the siblings, you know, knock him out of the nest, and then the mom looking down says, okay, you know, there's not enough room here anyways. Just so y'all can know kind of the scenario. So I don't know how I feel about that situation, and just seeming like, I don't know, just kind of seemed a little careless, like not a lot of thought was put into it, which we try to portray to our kids, that their birth moms loved them and cared for them deeply, and wanted what was best for them. So I don't know that I love the message, that part of the story, but the rest of it's good. You know, and then she loves the baby bird. They do everything together, play, go drink water, and, you know, she thanks God as they fall asleep. Thank God for all their blessings, and it does have a little Bible verse. So it is Christian based. It's a good book, a little bit older kids, because it does have more words, but just take into consideration the story of how baby bird comes to mama kangaroo. Okay, and the final book I have is I Wished for You, an adoption story, and it is by Marianne Richmond. And I have to say, probably the storyline of this one is my favorite of any of the books we have. It's still a little much for my kids to read, but I really hope that they like the story when they get older. But it tells the perfect story, and the best way to say it. You know, it's two little bears, Mama Bear and the baby bear, and he asks her, you know, tell me again how your wish come true, and she says that she wished for him, and it grew and grew, and then there was an empty place. She wished because there was an empty place in her heart, and she wanted to fill it. See, it's got a lot of words, so it'll definitely be older kids. But I love some of the sayings, and especially this page, because this one asks, you know, what about the mommy who grew me in her tummy? Didn't she wish for me too? And so it kind of explains, a mama will grow a baby in her belly for all kinds of reasons. She'll decide she cannot be the very best mommy she'll want to be. And so I think it gives a really good message of birth moms and how they love the baby, and they, you know, they don't just, it's not an accident, doesn't make it seem like an accident, but that they cared, and they, you know, loved you enough to make you make a different wish. A wish for a family who would love her little one with a total and adoring love. The kind of love I have for you. So I think it's a great way to kind of explain, you know, and it's kind of the way I want to teach and explain to them about adoption. So this is a great book because it has that, you know, written out. It says, you know, did you wish for me by name? I didn't know your name, or if you'd be a boy or a girl. And then, you know, of all the children in the whole wide world, God picked you for me. That's coming from the little baby to the mama bear. And so it's just really sweet storyline, little sayings, and I wish for you with my morning coffee, and you know how she just wanted and wanted and wished, and thinking that wish would never come true, but finally it did. She says, during the wait, I would imagine you, and you know, so I don't want to read the whole thing, but it's a really sweet book from the mama and the baby. And let's see, there was one more page I wanted to. This is, you know, when I found out about you, I shouted for joy. What did you do when you first held me? I fell deeply in love with you. I looked into your sweet face. And then, you know, Mama, me and you are in the same family, but we don't look alike. Is that okay? Yes, it's okay. Some families look alike, others don't. But what makes a family is their love for each other. And so I think this book has a great message, and I love it. I love the illustration. It's really nice, the thick pages. It's a great quality book, so I hope as the kids get older, it's one that they like and want to read. But so that is just a little quick review on some of the books that we have about adoption, just to give you guys kind of an idea what they're about, so you can make an educated decision in which books to purchase for your little ones. And I'm not sponsored by any of these, of course. These are just my personal opinions. These are books I bought on my own and what I think of them. So let me know down in the description box if you have any of these stories, or if there's any other ones that you have that are great. I mean, this is by no means all of the books about adoption, or even the best ones about adoption. These are just some that I found. So if you have a great one, I would love to hear about it, and I'd love to get it to read to my kiddos. So leave it down there and let me know. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. And we'll see you next time. And there's my little mismatched ragamuffin. Say bye.
Bye.